Praise the Lord, Life Point Church, and we are now on day 3 of our series 3, lesson 3. We are continuing our look into the tribe of Dan. We know that he was given the same promise. All 12 tribes received the same promise. There was land to inherit. It was theirs. They were to possess that land. Yet, Dan failed to walk in the promise. Why? What happened? What was it that kept this tribe back from taking hold of what was given them? When we look at the tribe of Dan, maybe we could say, well, maybe the tribe of Dan was just small and insignificant. Maybe it was weak. We can look at various different reasons and say, what is it? But when we look to Numbers, we can see that Dan was actually the second largest tribe in Israel. They had a force of 64,000 military men. They were well able to conquer this land. They were the second largest. And if all these other tribes had already gone before them and conquered the enemy, Dan, what was holding you back? They were well able to possess the land. They had God fighting for them just like the other tribes. Why, Dan, did you not take that promised land? Did you not want to put forth the effort into obtaining what was yours? Was it not easy enough? Did you not want to fight for it? Dan would not do what was necessary. Perhaps they liked the pagan worshipers. They liked living close to them, and they didn't want to conquer them. You are not just missing blessing when we fail to pursue and take hold of the promises of God. We are sowing for ourselves instead trouble. Dan, what happened to them? They became drifters. The tribe of Dan was caused to drift and to wander. Dan's failure to dislodge the Amorites and possess their full allotment of territory had severe consequences for this tribe. In Judges, we see their dark future. In those dark days, there was no king in Israel. And in those days, the tribe of Dan sought an inheritance to dwell in. They did not have a place to call their own. They drifted from place to place. They had no land to call their own. Dan had no ruler and no home. Two realities which resulted in trouble. They sought continuously, conveniently ignoring the fact that Joshua had told them the plan God had laid out for their life, yet they failed to take hold of what God said for them he had. Instead, they looked at their own ways. They tried to find people that would tell them what they wanted to hear. Go here, go there. And they followed false leaders that led them into trouble because they failed to obey and obtain what God had for them. When God speaks, we cannot ignore what he says just because we find it too costly or inconvenient. When we ignore his commands, we're inviting peril. The writer of Proverbs said in Proverbs 21:16, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." When we drift away from the promise that God has, we are no longer living a life abundantly, but instead we are now inviting a dark future for our life. I want to follow the plan that God has. Just like Dan, we can search out people that are going to say just what we want to hear, and we can begin to follow them, and they can lead us off course and so far away. And we can find ourselves like Dan did, drifters, aimlessly wandering with no purpose. Or we can say, no, I will follow what God has for me, even if it's inconvenient, even if I have to sacrifice. I will follow and pursue God's plan for my life. Can I invite you today to once again evaluate where you are? Are you following the plan that God has for your life? God bless you today.